Welcome to the third chapter of the book of Joshua, Jesus, as we are going to call him because it's the same name as Jesus in the New Testament. In fact, Joshua is mentioned twice in the New Testament with the name of Jesus. And Jesus rose early in the morning, and they departed from out of Satin. So earlier it was all where God is telling them to go in and to take the land, and that they said they would do whatever he said for them to do. So they departed from out of Satin, and they came unto the Jordan, he and all the sons of Israel, and they rested up there before passing over. So here's a map. And in this map, you can see down here. I hope you can see without my pictures not in the way. But there's Jericho right on the other side. So they're over here is Satin, and they're crossing over into the land of Canaan. And it came to pass after 3 days, come 3. The scribes went through the camp, and they gave charge to the people, saying, whenever you should behold the ark of the covenant. Now this is like 1 million people. It's a huge encampment. Whenever you should behold the ark of the covenant of the Lord our God, and the priests, who are the only ones allowed to carry it, and the Levites lifting it, and that the priests were of the Levites, that you shall depart from your place and go after it. Now, the sons of Aaron are the ones that are Levites, but sons of Aaron are the ones that take care of all the things with the tabernacle and the ark. So when they see it leaving, then they are to get ready to go. But let there be a far space between you and that ark. I put the ark in there and that thing, as much as 2,000 cubits. A cubit's 18 inches, and my math, hopefully it's correct. It's 1,500 feet. So that's 5 football fields in length. So on both sides. And you shall stand. You should not draw near it, that you should know the way which you go by it. So you watch, and it would be going first, so there wouldn't be anything in front of it. They would be behind. So the priests are going to go across by themselves, basically. Now, it doesn't say that the enemy was on the other side of the Jordan waiting for them to come, so apparently they weren't. Maybe hunkered down in the city. And then he continues, for you have not gone the way either yesterday or the third day before. So they don't know where to go. The people don't. They haven't been there. So they're to follow the lead of the priests in the ark, which is led by the Lord. And Jesus said to the people, be sanctified by the morrow, for tomorrow the Lord shall do wonders among you. Be sanctified, set yourself apart, and get ready to go. Other places of being sanctified, as far as the men that were not to have relations with their wives, and that was part of the sanctification, cleanliness, and so forth. For tomorrow the Lord shall do wonders among you. And Jesus said to the priests, saying, lift the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and go before the people. And the imperative, this is an order, lift the ark and go. And the priest lifted the ark of the covenant of the Lord and went in front of the people, 1,500 feet. And the Lord said to Jesus, on this day I begin to raise you up high in front of all the sons of Israel. That is Joshua. He is going to show that Joshua is his chosen, that they should know, insofar as I was with Moses, so shall I also be with you. And now give charge to the priests lifting the ark of the covenant, saying, As soon as you should enter unto a part of the water of the Jordan, then in the Jordan you shall stand. So, okay. And Jesus said to the sons of Israel, Lead forward here and hearken to the word of the Lord your God. And Jesus said, In this you shall know that God is living among you, and by annihilating he will annihilate from our face the Canaanite, and the Hittite, the Hivite, the Perizzite, the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Jebusite. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth passes over the Jordan before you. With the priests, so they're all going to go across. And now handpick to yourselves 12 men from the sons of Israel, one from each tribe. Now exactly what these men were for, I looked and I couldn't quite figure this out, but 12 men. And it will be as whenever the feet of the priest shall rest, then in the water, parenthetical statement here, we'll go back, in the water of the Jordan shall fail, and the water going down shall stand from above as a heap. Either, hydro, comes from that. In the parenthetical statement was says, and the feet of the priest shall rest, of the ones lifting the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth. So when they go in to the water, then it will stand, just as happened when they went into the Red Sea with Moses, parted the water. Here, when they step in, the water will stop as a heap. And it happened as the people departed from out of their tents to pass over the Jordan, that the priests lifted the ark of the covenant of the Lord in front of the people. And as the priests entered, lifting the ark of the covenant unto the Jordan, that the feet of the priests lifting the ark were dipped into a part of the water of the Jordan. And now another parenthetical phrase, and the waters stood going down from above. And the Jordan was filled up of its entire bank as in the days of harvest. So the harvest, they have piles of hay, and so this water was piling up apparently above where they were. And it stood as a bank of water in abstaining far off. So it stopped quite a bit away from them, very vehemently from Adami, the city, unto the part of Kirjath Jearim. So this area, Adami, the city, and the part going down went down into the sea of the wilderness, the sea of salts, into the end where it ceased. Well, let's go back up our map. So now, right here, they're crossing. So apparently, the water kept on going and stopped up here right above them because it flows southward. And the part going down went into the sea of the wilderness, the Arava, the sea of salts, Thalasan, that would have been the Dead Sea, the sea of salts, into the end where it ceased. And sea of salt, the salty sea is where the Dead Sea is where people go and relax and vacation, and they'll get into the water and they float because of the salt. They don't sink, and their heads will stay up really easily. And I've seen pictures of it. I have not been there. Many of you may have. And there is certain types of the salts and things they take out of the Dead Sea for different types of purposes of using it to put salt on things and for taking baths and so forth. And the people stood before Jericho. So now they've gone across and they keep going over towards where Jericho was. And the priests stood the ones lifting the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord upon the dry land in the midst of the Jordan, they stood ready. And all the sons of Israel passed over through dry land, just as the Red Sea, they did on the Red Sea, until of which all the people completed passing over the Jordan. Now, I would think if the enemy saw this, that would really put the fear of the sons of Israel in their minds. And so now they are no longer in the wilderness. They've come across. They're finally home in the place that God has prepared for them. Now, Christians, we don't have a place. The whole world have Christians scattered throughout the world, and we don't have a Jordan River per se, any place to pass over, and any land to take. Our passing over will be basically from this earth, us, the Christians, to the New Jerusalem, which is a cube that comes down out of heaven, which is mentioned in the last couple of chapters of the book of Revelation. And this is where we will pass over. We'll pass over the Jordan. I was watching yesterday a video. It's on YouTube. You could probably find it, probably a lot of them. It was the caterpillar and the monarch butterfly, how the caterpillar is just walking up this leaf, chomping away at the leaf, eating it. Boy, it's amazing how much it could eat. That thing just takes big bites out of that green leaves. And then all of a sudden it kind of grabbed a hold with part of it. I don't exactly know what part of it, if it grabbed a hold, if it was the mouth or something, and then it started shriveling up and going and becoming a chrysalis, I guess it was called. The caterpillar was completely covered itself and went inside of this cocoon type thing, and all of a sudden you could no longer see the caterpillar. It's completely encased, and then the inside of that cocoon becomes a glob of matter, and it just turns into like a glue or a paste inside. But as it's there in a period of time, it starts reforming itself, and once it gets reforming itself to the completion, you can see through the thin layer of the chrysalis, the colors start coming out. The colors of the monarch butterfly, and all of a sudden the wings push out and it comes out and takes off. A beautiful butterfly. Boy, is it gorgeous. Monarch butterflies. And so this metamorphosis, I believe, is what's going to happen as Christians. We are in this life as a caterpillar. We're walking around and gobbling food and doing whatever we can to survive as a caterpillar, and then all of a sudden we die. And then when we die, Jesus says that we were in sleep because he said he was going to go wake him up. Lazarus, that is he. We're going to go wake up Lazarus. Other places it talks about this sleep. So we are in this chrysalis of sleep. Exactly how that is, it's apparently not a physical form, but it's some type of a spiritual place. And then we will be awakened, and we will come out all new. Nothing like the old me, old Charles, or the old you. It will come out completely different. And just as completely different, I believe, as the caterpillar to the monarch butterfly. Probably even more. I think we're going to be given wings. That's what I see. Jesus says we'll be as the angels. Now, he was talking about marriage, but maybe physically also. So this is our Jordan experience, and right now we're just going along as caterpillars, and we'll find out what more happens then to these people in our next video seminar, and I'll talk about these 12 men earlier where they picked them out. So I hope you'll join us in chapter 4, next video seminar. Until then, God bless.